You know, you can't outgive the universe. And I know this because I have been trying to do it for the last 20 years. But you can't outgive the universe because the more you give, the more you come back. Hey, welcome to this segment. I want to talk about the law of giving and receiving. And this is kind of Emerson might have talked about the law of compensation. You might have heard it referred to as a law of laws. You certainly probably, you guys biblical people would think of it as the law of reaping what you sow. All of these things really encompass this law. But it's the principle of what you send forth comes back to you. And now this is really the most dynamic and powerful thing about prosperity is the fact that we realize we can control the good in our lives by the good we give away. Because true prosperity is infinite. Whether it's love, hugs, kisses, sunshine, beauty, all of those things, they're not finite resources, they're infinite resources. And the more of that stuff, like the more hugs you give away, the more you give back. The more love you give away, the more you give back. The more you contribute to charity, help other people, the more prosperity comes back to you. So this is really an empowering thing about prosperity. But I have to let you know, we do need to kind of take a second and realize that it can work both ways, positive and negative. And the example of this would be gossip. You know, we're in this whole gossip society. We have all these bloggers devoted to gossip and TV shows. And even, you know, I was on the road looking for a baseball game one night, and CNN has a entertainment show now. Here it's supposed to be a news channel, but it's really a Hollywood type of show. And just all I could see, they were like, here's what's coming up, this and this and this. And I was like, this is just gossip, gossip, gossip. What is this doing on a news channel? What it's really doing on a news channel is probably getting the highest ratings they get on the news channel because people love that gossip. But you know what? If you're gossiping about someone else, you're sending a negative energy out there in the universe, and you're going to attract negativity back to you. You know where this really came into play for me was, think of the show Cops that's on Fox, or used to be on Fox. I don't know if it's still on. When it came out, that was my favorite show. I watched that every week. And then a funny thing happened. I kind of got in this study of prosperity, started watching less and less television, and realized that I hadn't watched a show. I got it again. I was doing a seminar in some city, got there the night before, was going through the channel looking for Baseball Tonight to see if the Marlins won that day. And all of a sudden it was bad boys, and wow, that show Cops. Let me watch that. I haven't seen this show in 6 or 7 years. So the show starts, I'm watching like 5 minutes of it. It's like they go on a call, and here's this drunken lady who's been beat up by her drunken husband, and they go to respond to the call, and they're like arresting him, and then she's kind of defending him, as victims of violence often do. They defend their attacker. And you know, the hair in the back of my neck was going up, my skin was crawling. I realized this is just voyeurism. This is just another form of gossip. And if I watch this show, I'm just creating negative energy for these poor people who are choosing to be victims in this show and be victimized by the circumstances around them. So of course I've never watched the show since, and I would never watch Jerry Springer or any of those other kind of shows. Even give you an idea, one of my favorite shows that I actually watch every year is American Idol. I love talent competitions like that. But what I never watch is the first shows of each season when they show all the bad people, and you know, they'll get a stadium full of people. It's not like the judges watch all those people. You know, they'll have 20,000 people in a stadium. They have screeners who screen those people out. The judges might see 200 of those 20,000 people. And of course what they do is they pick like 180 really good people, so the judges can pick the best ones to send to the competition in Hollywood or wherever. And then they'll pick the worst people, people who couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, because they're going to make fun of those people and use them for the specials, the 2-hour specials during sweep weeks. Well, I don't watch those shows because, again, that's just voyeuristic gossip. I would be sending out negative energy, and so would you. So we want to make sure that what we're sending out there is positive stuff, so we're attracting positive stuff. So we pay things forward, we do random acts of kindness, we just go out there celebrating people in a giving, loving way, and we don't do it with expectation. You can't say, well, I'm going to do this one good thing and I'm going to see how the universe pays me back. It doesn't work that way. It's like tithing. We'll talk about that on one of these videos. You know, when you tithe to the source of your spiritual nourishment, that doesn't always come back as money. You can't track it in your bank account. You may tithe, you may give some money to a charity, and then your child who hasn't spoken to you, or your brother or your sister-in-law hasn't spoken to you for 10 years, wants to bury the hatchet and become friends again and put the past behind, and they forgive you for something, you forgive them for something. Some other type of prosperity manifests itself. This is what happens when we send out good stuff. It comes back to us, but not one for one. I believe it comes back times 10, times 20, times 100. So I just found, you know, you can't outgive the universe. The more good you give out there, the more it comes back to you. So here would be the final thought I'd leave you with on this. I don't think there's luck. I don't believe in circumstances. I don't believe in fate. I believe all results are reaction to some cause. And the causes that we create are going to determine the results we give back. So that's a pretty empowering thing when you realize you truly can create all of the prosperity you'd like to manifest in your life.